What's up, gang? We back with another video.
Today we back with our labor and delivery story. We're gonna let y'all know how that went down, because when I tell y'all, it was some drama. Like, it was some BS, like real BS.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Started from both hospitals. This was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know this coronavirus going on and stuff like that, you know, too much going on. So
she waking up too.
We didn't have to go through a lot of stuff, and then we're gonna tell y'all the baby's name.
Introduce baby B.
A lot of y'all didn't probably already seen it, y'all know her name, but for the people who didn't, we gon' do that. But make sure before we get into this video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell and follow us on all our social media.
And make sure y'all stay tuned, because we definitely is getting back into it.
Yeah. Y'all, we didn't have to go through a lot of stuff. Last time y'all seen me, I was pregnant. Now I'm not pregnant. We didn't move. We went through a lot. So that's why we been gone. You know, it been a minute. We done did a moving process. We done did we had the baby. Well, she had the baby. And then, you know.
And then, like, everything else that come with that.
Getting into the, you know, having the baby, getting used to the baby and stuff.
Yeah.
Really ain't had no time to be doing stuff.
Exactly. Trying to set her schedule, when she should eat, how we gonna put her to sleep. Just everything on top of that. Then on top of that, me working. So all that.
But yeah. So let's get into this video.
Let's go.
So basically, we live in Chicago. I don't know how the rules and stuff go in other states. But basically, my due date was on September 5th, 3 days before my birthday, man, y'all. So, after September 5th, I was scheduled to be induced on September 13th, I think.
No,
it wasn't the 13th. I think it was the 12th.
Yeah, it had to be the 12th, yeah.
I was scheduled to be induced on the 12th. Now, the 5th came, she didn't come. So they scheduled me, and then, you know, my birthday came. I still thought she was gonna come on my birthday, even, you know, the day after, but she didn't come. So, on September 11th, that night,
at like 8 o'clock.
That night, it was the day before I was supposed to be induced, basically. It was a Thursday.
Yeah.
It was a Thursday.
It was the day right before she was supposed to be induced. Yeah,
so basically, I thought I was feeling labor pains.
She waking up.
I started feeling labor pains, but they was not, you know, bad.
Right.
Because everybody knows that I don't have bad cramps, period cramps and stuff like that. Period cramps ain't nothing to me. So I didn't know what labor pains was, how they feel. I didn't know if I was having Braxton Hicks. I didn't know none of that. Because I'm like, I don't know how I feel. So I kept feeling labor pains, and they was real, like, mild. Like, it wasn't hurting. So my mama and him was like, you want to go to the hospital? He needs to know if he had to take off work.
Your mama was more so like, let's go. Like y'all should go, like, right now.
Right. She was like, yeah, I think he needs to go. She was timing him and stuff like that. And I was doing all of this while they saying go to the hospital. I'm sitting here making me some food. I'm like, it ain't nothing. It don't even hurt. I'm good.
Literally.
I'm sitting there eating them while she timing them on FaceTime and stuff. So we ended up, I said, we gonna go after I eat. And we ended up going to the hospital after that. This first hospital. So, after, you know, we went to the hospital. Mind y'all, if y'all being induced, because of the coronavirus, y'all gotta take, I had to take a coronavirus test, which I did not want to. I had to take a test to see if I had coronavirus or whatever, so they can see, like, what to do from there. I had took it like 2 days prior to us going to the hospital. So you took that test, like, that was like basically they had told her to take that test before she come for her induced day. Yeah. So I went and I took the test, but when I went in the hospital, the test results I was scheduled to be induced at that hospital anyway. So I went there, and basically they have like, we need to take another test because my test results hadn't came back, and they did a rapid test, I guess, and they was like, most likely they was gonna keep me because I was scheduled to be induced the next day anyway, so it didn't even matter.
Right.
So he was downstairs. You know, they can't come in until you actually like in the room. Like, I don't understand that. They can't come in until until you like actually in the room, like the labor and delivery room. So we ended up, I was in there. They was tracking, monitoring my contractions. They wasn't bad, and I wasn't feeling them. They was asking me, I wasn't feeling them, and then they checked my cervix. Y'all, hurt it so bad. I wanted to kill somebody. It hurt it so bad, and I wasn't even in pain. Like, it hurted so bad for them to check my cervix, and I was dilated like 1/2 centimeter. I wasn't even dilated.
Right.
And she didn't want to come. Yeah, she did not want to come. She wanted to stay in there. I don't
This is
know.
like 6 days after her due date. 6-7 days after her due date.
Yeah. So we had, when I was in there, they ended up transferring me to the actual room. So he got everything. He came in. We had a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of bags. We was ready. We was prepared. He came in and we was doing good. They started the induction process, and it was kind of cool. It was okay. It was okay. Then, y'all, when I started feeling the contractions, I said, oh yeah, that hurt. Like, it hurted. I ain't gonna sugarcoat that. It hurted. And I was taking it at first. It was cool at first. And you know, they say you can take a shot, I forgot what it's called, a shot, and you'll be cool for like 3 hours and help you sleep. But you can only take it every 3 hours, and you cannot take it after 7 centimeters. So I took that, and y'all, as soon as they like put the shot in me, I felt like I was high. Extremely high. Soon as they did it, I just felt dizzy. My eyes was low. And I was sitting there like, oh, that feels so good. And it helped me sleep like for a minute. And he was asleep. He fell asleep on me.
Yeah, I went to sleep. I was tired.
He fell asleep on me.
Mind you, so you know I work overnight. So imagine that night that we were supposed to have went. That night we supposed to have went. You know what I mean? I was supposed to have went went to work that night. So I was tired.
Yeah.
I was tired.
Yeah, so he ended up calling off work or whatever. So we was in a hospital. Everything was fine. They was checking me. Everything was going good. And we like, okay, we gonna do this. We gonna get this over with. You know, it's gonna be that. Because when they did the rapid test, my test results came back negative. So next thing you know, I think it was like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. They came in the room. Now I'm asleep, but I'm a light sleeper. And when they come in, I wake up instantly. Like, I'm a very light sleeper. So when they came in, I woke up and they was like, hey, how you doing? And she came in with a mask and, you know, the little suit on and stuff. And I'm like, dang, like, she real covered up. Like, what's going on? So she came in, she's like, okay, so it's a problem, you know, with the test results. And she was like, the rapid test that they did on me the night before, it came back negative.
Which was the last test you
took? The second test. But the first test I took came back positive. So I tested positive for coronavirus. So with that hospital, the way it's set up, if you test positive for coronavirus, he can't be in the room. I gotta deliver the baby on my own.
And once she's born,
they was gonna take my baby from me basically and put her in isolation. But I'm like, what kind of inhumane stuff is that to do? Like, for a mother who having a baby or a father, like, we around each other every day, 24/7. That don't make no sense. And then at that, he tested negative for coronavirus, and she came out of me, and I'm like, why? Who would do that? Like, what hospital does that and finds it okay to do that? So, soon as they said that, I looked at him, I said, I'm not having my baby here. Period. While the doctor was standing there, I said, no, I'm not having her here. Because she was like, yeah, so this means he has to go.
Exactly. Mind you, prior to them saying that I have to go, I was there the whole night.
The whole night.
When they let me come in. After I was there the whole night, I turned around and mind you, she said they came up in at 5 o'clock and told them that. When we looked up again, when they was like, we said, well, you know, we're not gonna have the baby here, or, you know, and the lady was like, well, we're gonna try to see what we can do. Mind you, they came up in at 5 o'clock in the morning. When we woke up, when they came back up and woke us up again, it was 10 o'clock in the morning. So y'all done let me stay there for 5 hours.
Said he had to go, and then continue to let him stay there. If y'all was really like, he had really had to go, he would have had to go right then and there.
Right then and there. We still didn't leave the hospital until like 2.
Right.
It was going on literally 3 o'clock when they was like, okay, we did everything we could. We talked to the president of the hospital, and nothing has changed.
This one lady, and I really do thank her and commend, I really do thank her for doing what she could do, because, she was like, I understand, I got a 16-month-old, and I couldn't imagine if I had to have him, and, him be taken away from me, or my husband can be in a room with me. And, basically that, she was like, I really tried to do everything that I could. And, I was like, okay, thank you. They talked to the president, they talked to everybody over the hospital, and they still didn't change their mind. Like, despite the fact that he was there the whole night.
The whole time. But the doctors, they were saying it though. The doctors, they were saying it though. They was like, we 100%, you know what I mean, understand where y'all coming from. We definitely on y'all team, and we definitely disagree with the rules. But they like, that's a policy, and we can't avoid it.
And then the fact that he already had tested negative for COVID, and he had his results. They still, that went out the window.
But that one doctor, she was like, she was not going there. Like, she was like, she felt like I was lying, because then she came in and she was like, if you don't mind me asking, like, what made you go get a COVID-19 test, you know what I mean? And I'm like, for my own personal use, I shouldn't even have to explain why I have to go get a COVID-19 test. Like,
yeah, them doctors that just do too much, But anyways, soon as she had told me that, she was like, yeah, he has to go. I was about to get ready to cry, y'all. I was so mad, and I was getting sad. I was about to get ready to cry. I was emotional. I was in pain. I said, I'm not having her here. I'm not having my baby here. And it's like, well, we'll do the best we can. I will take good care of you. I said, I don't care. There's so many black women that go in the hospital, and some of them go in not even finna have a baby, not even thinking they about to have their baby, then end up having their baby, and they end up dying. No, it's too much stuff going on already, and I don't know y'all. Like, I don't know what y'all would do to her. Like, no. I'm not going to say I'm not having her here. Period, point blank. So my nurses and stuff, and the doctors was calling around to other hospitals. They called the hospital that I said I wanted to have her at originally. I did not want to have her at the hospital. They just scheduled me to be induced at that hospital. So I said, okay, I'm going to just go. He wanted me to have her there. I did not.
That's where I was born at.
Yeah, because he was born there. But I wanted to have her at another hospital. And they called that hospital, and that same hospital said, yeah, he can be in a room with her, and we won't take her away from her. I said, okay, we going there.
Well, we got that. They didn't do a COVID-19 test.
Nothing. We came there. They got us settled. Because the hospital had called this, so they already knew we was coming. So we went there. We went through the emergency room, and I had said, I'm in labor pains and stuff like that. They hurry up and they got me to a room where they got me to check in. They knew I was there from the other hospital, so they made me put on the hospital mask, and they took me to the room, and he had to sign in to get up. So he came up, and we kept the process going. They stopped the process,
and then when you got to that hospital, they kept it going.
They started it right back up.
Put her back on the medicine. What was that medicine called? It was some medicine that basically supposed to give her contractions and help her, get induced.
And I think I was like 4 or 5 centimeters when I went to that hospital. Yeah. So I got to the hospital, and I was doing okay.
Everything just went fast.
Everything just went fast after that, because it was just taking so long at the hospital, and I'm like, dang, I'm gonna have to go through like 2 days, 3 days of labor. And it was hurting so bad, y'all. So when I got there, I had turned on the movie, was watching TV, and I asked for some more of the medicine, the shot. So I got that, and it helped me. And I went to sleep for a minute, and I woke back up, and them labor pains was kicking my butt.
You called your mama?
Yes. I was calling my mama. I had said, Mom, I don't know. I'm trying not to get the epidural. Like, I'm trying, but it's hurting so bad.
She was crying when she was saying it.
It's hurting so bad. I called her a couple times, and I was asking him, and I said, I was like, do you think I should get this epidural? And they was like, do what you think. Do what you want to do. If you can't take it, get it, you know.
Right.
If you can, then keep going. Keep going. My auntie was like, go as far as you can. Like, and I was trying, y'all. I was trying. I got to 6 centimeters and
Started crying.
I started crying. I was shaking. After every contraction, I was shaking. And I said, after 7 centimeters, I'm not gonna be able to get the other medicine. Because they not the epidural, they want the shot.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Because they didn't want her to be high when
Right.
she came out, you know. So I ended up giving in because the epidural specialist that came in. When she came in, I said, "It sounds so good right now. Like it sounds so good."
And then
right
it was
now.
so crazy because I'm like, she's scared to get in. She was like, why she scared to get in?
Yeah.
I'm like, because they say there's a high risk of people getting paralyzed if they move wrong. She looked at her and she said, how many people you know got paralyzed from
The epidural.
epidural?
I
looked at her, I said, you make a lot of sense. Like they do say that's a risk, but I haven't heard literally of my living 21 years of living, I never heard that happened to anybody. I'm pretty sure it might be people that it may have.
Yeah.
But then I never.
And they
heard
had
it.
explained that too when they explained the process or whatever. So, anyways, I was like, okay, so if I take the shot, would I still be able to request the epidural? She was like, oh yeah, you can. So I got 6 centimeters.
You was crying.
I
You called
started
your
crying,
mama.
shaking. Called my mama. I said, Mom, I can't do it no more. I was like, I tried.
I'm over there over there on the couch, like, well, I was sleeping, and I'm over there. Look, I turn around, I say, oh, my baby is going through it.
Yes, y'all. And my mama my mama don't like to see her kids in pain. She be almost finna cry herself. She was like, oh, baby.
She was like, just go ahead and get it.
She's like, just go on and get it. Just go on and get it. Y'all cried so hard. And I said, yeah, I think I want epidural now.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, the nurse
got
was
the
like,
epidural?
yeah, the nurse was like, yeah, we gonna have him come in and do it. So he came in now at the hospital because of COVID. The fathers, the baby fathers, whatever, they can't leave out the room. If they leave out the room, they can't come back in. You can't even leave out the room, go to the water fountain or something like that. You gotta ask the nurse for everything. You cannot leave out the room, period.
You gotta order the food.
Order the food, everything. Right. So when I got the epidural, they don't let them be in the room while you get the epidural because sanitation reasons, something like that. So he has to go in the bathroom.
Exactly. Usually the fathers will go like in the hallway or they go in the waiting room. But they were so strict when the COVID-19 stuff. They was like, oh, you got to go in the bathroom. Just go in there, close the door.
Yeah, so he went in the bathroom. And what you was doing?
I was in there praying. I was in there praying because I was scared too. I'm going to be honest. Like, I was so scared that I had told her. I had kept texting her and I had kept telling her, like,
don't move.
Do not move. Don't move a muscle. Because, like, that's scary, like, to know that, you know what I mean? You're in a situation that if you make a sudden move, you can be paralyzed for the rest of it. That's like a life-changing event. So I'm like, do not move. I was in there praying. I was in there like, Jesus, like, the whole time.
Yes, y'all.
And then when I heard the doctor tell her, the nurse tell her, he was like, you doing good. Like, it's like you was born for this. I was like, okay, she doing good.
Because basically, everybody I know that said it hurted or it stung or something like that. And I see on Facebook, and they was like, what's the, they had put a picture up and they was like, this the worst pain ever. But to me, that was nothing. Like, it was not, I'm scared of needles. I'm already scared of needles. But that was nothing to me. Yet it pinched and it, stung a little bit. Them contractions, that needle didn't have nothing on them contractions.
And my auntie told her, she said, baby, you scared of needles and you scared of the pain. She said, when you get in that labor room, all that's gonna go out the window. You're gonna be like, where's the shot to give me a
And I kept saying, because they have like, labor pains is labor pains is worse than contractions, like 10 times worse. And I was like, well, not contractions, cramps. And I was like, well, my cramps I don't really have cramps, and they don't hurt, so I wonder if my labor pains gonna hurt. I didn't think it was gonna hurt, but it hurted.
Mm-hmm.
So
then once she got the epidural, like what, 2 hours?
Yeah. Well, hold on, wait. When I got the epidural, I was going through with the epidural. Because the way my body was set up, it had me lay on one side.
Oh, yeah,
and the epidural was working only on that side. So I was laying on my left side, and the epidural wore off on my right side. So I was feeling the contraction on my right side. Switched over to my right side. The epidural switched over to the left side. I felt everything on my left side. So I'm like, dang, what's going on? Like, up the dosage or something. Like, and they came in, they upped the dosage, and then, you know, I kept feeling pressure in my butt area, y'all.
Right.
Like I had to boo-boo.
And I heard, she said, "Babe, I keep feeling pressure like I got a boo." I said, that's baby B. I'm like, if you don't call these doctors, you gonna have her without them up in here.
Listen. I kept feeling pressure, and I'm like, can y'all do something about it? She was like, no, we really can't do anything about it. She was like, if it's constant pressure, then you probably do have to poop, and we'll help you. But if it's like pressure every time you have a contraction, then it's hurt. And I'm like, I can't take this. I'm feeling pressure in my butt. Like, it's uncomfortable. I cannot sleep. Then at that, she had me the peanut ball, you know, the little yoga balls, whatever. It was a peanut ball. And she had it in between my legs. And at first it was cool, but, you know, it started getting uncomfortable. So I'm like, dang, I don't want to lay on my side. I feel like my side is going to sleep, which I'm numb. Like, I'm numb, but I'm not numb. My side, I feel like it was going to sleep, and it was starting to hurt. Like, and I'm like, I don't want to lay on my side. So I get on my back, and she was like, no, don't do that. She don't like when you lay on your back. I'm like, what?
Like the baby go back up. Basically, the baby will go back up.
Yeah.
You know, because they work too. Yeah. They work to get down there too. You know what I mean?
They was trying to open my pelvis, basically. Yeah. So after they came in, they checked me out. I was at 7 centimeters, and then they went out. So I was cool. You know, I was dealing with it, and I was like, it's really like I really feel like this. I got a boo-boo, and I cannot boo-boo. Like, I feel constipated, and so, I'm like, this baby is really like pushing down, and it was getting to the point where y'all, she was really pushing down.
Like, she was ready to calm down. So I'm like,
he kept telling me to call them, but I didn't want to call them. You know, I didn't want to keep on bothering them and stuff like that, talking about pressure in my butt. So I ended up finally calling them, and I was like, can you please check down there, because it's pressure and it don't feel good. So
and she was like, we feel it. Okay, she was like, we feel her head. Yeah. You can start the pushing process. Then she
No, you're going too fast.
That.
They came in, they checked my cervix.
Okay.
Yeah, they checked my cervix, and they was like, at first, because I was at 7 centimeters the last time, and it had to be like an hour, not even past the hour. They came back in, and they checked my cervix, and I couldn't feel it. The cervix checking, it hurt, but I couldn't feel it, and I was glad that I couldn't feel it. And she was like, yeah, she's ready to push. So I said, oh shoot. I'm like, I knew this moment was coming, but it came so fast. I said, really?
I tell you, because when we got to the hospital, everything went like
fast.
Like that one, it was like so fast. Like, it was like she was meant to be born there, because that's why she was born there. But it was like from everything that we had went through from when we first got there, and she wasn't even 1 centimeter at the other hospital. It's like when she got to this one, it was like, oh my goodness, everything is happening.
Just happened so freaking fast. And when I started pushing it, it was like, okay, we finna get ready to have you push. They didn't have anything on the table ready, because they thought I was gonna be pushing for 1 to 3 hours. She's like, normally it takes like 1 to 3 hours to push. I said, I can't do 1 to 3 hours.
She gave her that speech. She said, well, you're a first time mom. You know what I mean? You got to start the pushing process. You know, it's going to take between 1 to 2 hours. I looked at you, I said, oh my God. I cannot go through this for no 1 to 3 hours trying to help her and calm her down. You know what I mean?
Yes. So they was like, you know, I heard this on my own before I got there, that when you push a baby, you don't push like you pushing them out your vagina. You push like you have to boo-boo. So my nurse had told me that, she was like, push like you have to take a number 2, like a hard number 2. Like, that's the only way you're going to get this baby out. So I'm sitting there pushing for dear life, exhausted. I'm exhausted, yeah.
No, not.
I was tired.
Not really.
Y'all, I couldn't breathe.
I'm talking about far as like when you was pushing, you maybe been pushing like real hard, but I'm talking about for like how long in the...
I'm not saying that. Okay. I'm saying when I was pushing, I couldn't breathe, y'all.
Because she had the test run. The doctor was like, okay, well, let's you know what I mean, let's test it and let's get it. So she said, you ready to push? She like, yeah. So she like, okay.
Push every time when you feel your next contraction.
When you feel your next contraction. So I grabbed Janavia's leg. I helped her. The nurse had her other leg. And then she was like, okay, y'all, I'm ready to push. So we hold her legs up, prop them up like how you supposed to. And she pushed. And the doctor was like, oh, that's like a real good push. She didn't believe that she was doing a good job. Yeah. She was like, I don't think I did a good job.
Good.
Right? She's like, I'm like, look. She's like, why would you say that? She's like, why would you say that? She said, I don't think I'm doing a good job. She was like, that was a great push. She said, from my point of view, that was a great push.
Yeah. So I was pushing or whatever, and you know when you push, you do 10 seconds and you take a breath in. I'm like, dang, like why I can't do? Why I can't just breathe? I can't just keep going back in like that. So I pushed again.
Which was the second round.
And she stuck her hand in there. She was like, oh, I feel her head. Like, she's coming.
Because they didn't have a table, nothing set up. She was like, well, we're not going to... Mind you, the doctor said she going to be pushing for 1 or 2 hours. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, this was just like a 5-minute, between the 5-minute, really like a 2-minute to 3-minute process pushing of when she had did the little practice test. The little practice pushing. So, yeah, that's when she was like, okay, keep pushing.
So I kept pushing, and then they seen her head, and they said, okay, stop. Because they didn't have nothing ready. So they had to set everything up, and I'm like, I can't stop. I need to keep pushing. Like, I felt the urge. Your body feels the urge to push when you have the baby. I felt the urge to push. I said, I can't just keep her right there. I'm finna push. I was pushing, and the one, she had finally came out. And when she came out, they grabbed her. And she was like a little worm just squirming. Oh, and they put her on my chest.
Boy, when the doctor put her up on her chest, like she grabbed it and put up on her chest, I almost fainted. Like it was like over. And I'm like, oh. It was like, I had to the doctor. I was like, I think I'm about to faint. She was like, oh, Daddy, please sit down. She was like, please sit down. We don't want to have to admit you. I'm like, give me some ice or something. So I had got up. I'm like, I can't sit down.
I said, what's going on?
I had sat down for a little bit. And I'm like, I can't. So I went to the bathroom and I threw all type of cold water on me. I turned on the shower up in there. I'm like, oh, I can't do this. I almost fainted.
She came out. She was just so precious, y'all. She was so precious. I wasn't crying. I didn't cry. I thought I was going to cry. I didn't cry. I was just looking at her. I was like, oh, my God. I was like, you the one who been kicking me all the time, all these whole 9 months, 10 months. You've been kicking me, and you've been giving me the flux, acid reflux, everything. And I was looking at her like, my little baby, she's finally here. I was like, girl, we've been waiting on you.
Yeah, and she came out 6 pounds.
6 pounds.
6 pounds and 15 ounces.
20 inches, y'all. Yeah. And he cut her umbilical cord. He got to cut her umbilical cord or whatever. Yeah. And she was just, and they put her on my breast so she could start feeding.
And then she ate. And that's everything.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened.
And then they ended up transferring us or whatever.
To the other room.
They helped me. Y'all, cause she ripped me a little bit, they had to stitch me up a little bit. Yeah. And honestly, like, the epidural was working, but I kind of felt me pushing her out. I felt her coming out. And it wasn't bad to me, because I was still kind of, numb. But when I had her, it was like epidural wore all the way off. Because when they stitched me up, I was feeling them poking me. I felt them.
Yeah, she kept. I'm like, what y'all doing?
I said, I feel that.
Yeah, I'm like, what y'all doing? Because she kept going like she kept doing that. And I'm like, they was low key making me mad. I'm like, what is y'all doing?
Well, they had to stitch me up.
Yeah. But that's pretty much our story and everything that went down with that.
Yeah, it was real crazy. When they said I tested positive for COVID, I didn't have no symptoms.
Nothing.
They kept asking. I said, no.
I'm like, no, sure, I got no symptoms. So yeah, like we said, she came out 6 pounds and 15 ounces and 22 inches.
20 inches.
I mean, 20 inches. I said 22.
She was born at 5:49.
Yeah, 5:49. That is AM. And her name is
Baby Braylon.
Baby Braylon.
Yeah.
Her name is Baby Braylon. And
Baby Braylon.
She sleep though.
Renee. We don't say our whole name.
She's just knocked out.
just know she has her two grandmothers' middle names for her middle name, and she got two middle names just like her parents. And this is baby Braylon. She's sleeping.
She's sleeping right now.
This is baby Braylon with her chunks face.
Leave my baby, let her finish sleeping. Let my baby finish sleeping.
She's about to be 2 months on November 12th. So yeah.
Yeah, and then she a person of 2 months. And like she said, this is our baby Braylon. I love her so much. I love her so much. Yeah. So we hope y'all like the video, like the story.
Please give us things to do. Basically.
Yeah, give us some. Let us know
ideas.
Let us know down in the comment below, like what we should do. Like I said, we definitely sorry on the delay, but we truly hope y'all understand like the whole process. Like we said, we moved, we had her, we tried to get her on the we successfully got her on the sleeping schedule, eating schedule, and everything.
She so much, y'all. She's smart.
Yeah, she's real smart.
Very smart for her.
She talking right now while she
she talks a lot. She holds her head up. She was holding her head up in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And when she does tummy time, she holds her head up. She rolled over for the first time yesterday, y'all. And I tried to catch it on camera, but she didn't. She was acting a little fake. And
we do a baby update, and along with a lot of other more videos. But that's it for the video today, and we hope y'all, like we said, enjoy it. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all follow all the social media. All our social medias are gonna be down in the comment below. In the description below. And y'all already know the routine, baby. Peace.